We've got about an hour together, so I'd like you, if you can, start by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Right.
Initially, just who are you, where you're from,
Okay.
and we'll get into some detail after that.
Okay. My name's Naomi Linehan. I'm from Sutton Coldfield. I'm 36. What else can I tell you? Since leaving university, I've worked within the financial sector and more recently the media sector. I've been with the BBC for the last 12 years, got made redundant recently. I'm married with 3 lovely boys, probably 4 kids really, including my husband, but yeah, 3 lovely boys. Started off in banking, initially really because my sister and my mum were in banking. They worked for Irish Bank, so I kind of went down the same path. I worked for Beneficial Bank. Was probably there about 2 years. Kind of felt that it wasn't for me. I always had a deep passion for working in media, to be honest, which is why I then went back to university, did a degree in creative arts, music, drama, which led me to work for the BR&B, a local radio station, which then led me to work for the BBC, who I've currently been with for the last 12 years. I used to work for Radio 2 first for, I think it was the last 8-9 years. Radio 2 overnights was based in Birmingham, and then they relocated to London. Obviously I've got a family, quite a few of us couldn't take the jobs in London, so then I got transferred to Radio 4, so I was quite lucky, still in Birmingham. Worked for Radio 4 for I'd say 4 years, then they relocated to Bristol.
Yeah, what was your specific role whilst working at the BBC? What sort of things were you doing?
With Radio 2 I was classed as a production coordinator. I would actually end up doing producing in the studio during overnights with presenters such as Janice Long, Alex Lester.
Oh, so you've met some of the stars?
There used to be regular celebrities coming in throughout the week for live band sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, are they nice people or naughty people?
Very nice, no, very normal. I missed Radio 2 quite a lot because that was probably what my main interest was, and then obviously I got transferred to Radio 4 and I worked on Farming Today, which was very different from what I was doing. Creativity was probably one of the main aspects, or one of the main roles within the job, because obviously you've got to keep it interesting for the listeners. Depending on which show you work on, depends on what type of listener they are. Radio 4 obviously is different listeners to Radio 2. You've got to keep the interest going. It's got to be a new topic every night. It's got to be fun.
What about the other technologies and the other platforms in use?
Yeah, you had to have a good knowledge of multi-platform technologies. Obviously, within the BBC, you've got obviously webcams. We had a webcam in the studio. You had to understand that. Websites. We had the responsibility actually of updating the websites for Radio 2 and what was going on out there. Once you published it, we had a studio manager who did probably most of the technology within the desk, within the studio, but we all needed a bit of knowledge of what was what, and the music system, obviously we all understood that, and some of the technology on the desk we would be aware of.
Did you ever get involved in outside broadcasts apart from the studios?
We did, yeah, quite regularly actually with the Janice Long show, and that's one of the things you just have to be able to adapt. Obviously you're not in your home comforts of the studio you're used to, so again you have to do a risk assessment, because anything could happen, anything could go wrong. You have to have contingency plans basically. I had a phone call from the programme controller in London ringing saying the next presenter hadn't turned up for whatever reason. No, there was a good reason why they hadn't. Could we carry on again? How can just continue the show?
This is real broadcast?
This is live broadcast, live okay. Broadcast, yeah. My heart was racing, but obviously you have to keep calm, think, right, we're going to do this, get through them. We did it, and we got through it, and it was quite a buzz actually. It was I quite enjoyed the being pushed into it.
So just thinking on your feet?
Thinking on your feet, yeah. I regard myself as a real team player. in fact, some of the people that I've worked with for the last 12 years are now currently very good friends. I know you don't necessarily go to work to make good friends, but it just so happens we all got on so well. I just think it helps to deliver whatever you're delivering. My big interest is sport, fitness. I've always been into fitness ever since I was young, and I've currently, since I've been made redundant from the BBC, actually set up a fitness programme for after-school clubs.
And how many children are we talking about?
There can be. There has been 30 children in one session.
Are you joking?
No. And they've been as young as 4 to 7. I've also done a first aid instructing course, just because I think it was a good thing to have.
I'll CV that you also do some boxing training.
I do boxing. I've started boxing.
Should I be scared?
Very scared, yeah. Very scared. Yeah, I've started boxing about a year ago. Really enjoy it. And oddly, I'm probably the only girl probably to say this who I know who does boxing, that I would love to get into the ring as well. Is this a bit where I get to boast a little bit?
It is, yes.
Okay, and show off, okay. I would regard myself, being serious now, ambitious person with great interpersonal skills, organisational skills. I'm a real team player. I like having responsibility and using my own initiative. I would regard myself as having a well-developed sense of humour, maybe, and which is quite handy when you're working within teams, you know, to work hard and, you know, have a bit of banter as well. Career is quite important to me. I love motivating other people and training other colleagues like I have done in the past. I don't regard myself as trustworthy and reliable. I hate letting people down. So hopefully someone would think I was good enough to be employed.
Naomi, thank you for that.
Thanks, nice to meet
I look
you.
forward to seeing you.
Thank you.